This just in, a judge has confirmed that one of the Jane Does must reveal her identity. And of all the Jane Does, this one. The drama couldn't stop. So glad we got BJ. That's a prime witness. How you doing, BJ?
Good. Been up for 5 hours.
Okay. Working always. Never stop. Never can't stop. Won't stop. Just like Diddy. We will not stop this man. We got to use it against him. But here's, I think, fascinating and frustrating, but fascinating turn of events. One of these Jane Does must now reveal her identity, which she must lost. And, of course, surprise, surprise, whose identity must be revealed? It's Jane Doe. The same Jane Doe we've talked about in great detail. Well, there she is in the infamous D&G photos. Same one that Misha come forward and attempted to say, no, it's me. Now, we've gone, Jane Doe, a.k.a. Misha, who is it? DJ, who has this been? This woman claims it's her, but she filed a lawsuit. We've really been trying to get to the bottom of things, and it does seem like we call people liars. I'm trying to be better, BJ, but it does seem like some people have been honest and have their stories wrong, and many are, well, Misha's story doesn't sound like legit. Now, it doesn't mean she hasn't been through trauma and don't want to have more to file, but it's not looking good for her. And now the fact that this Jane Doe, the real lawsuit, which we revealed, I think the first one to show the tweet, that the law firm has confirmed that no, Misha is not Jane Doe, BJ, things just got incredibly interesting. So I want to get your legal perspective on this. So before we get into the drama of it all, like, can you break this down? Like, are you surprised? What does that actually mean? Now, there were a couple other entities that were removed, corporate entities. Can you walk us through what the judge ruled?
Breaking news. A major twist has just come down in the ongoing court battle that has been keeping us all on the edge of our seats. One of the Jane Does involved in the lawsuit against Diddy has been ordered by the judge to reveal her identity. Yes, you heard that right. After months of speculation and courtroom drama, this Jane Doe now has to face the music and make her name known if she wants her case to move forward. This isn't just any Jane Doe we're talking about. It's the same woman tied to those infamous DG photos. The very same woman that Misha tried to claim as her own. The plot thickens, right? And you know what makes this even more intriguing? It's that we've all been questioning who's behind the accusations. Is Misha truly part of this? Or is someone else pulling the strings? BJ, what do you think? This has got to be a game changer.
I'm not surprised, no. And in fact, I don't know if y'all covered this over here. I don't even know if I covered it, to be honest. But you know, BuzzFeed filed all those lawsuits under the same provision, the Gender Motivated Violence Act, and several of his Jane Does and John Does have been now withheld. That if they want to proceed, they have to. And it doesn't surprise me from a legal perspective because I do know that obviously everybody has the right to confront their accusers in court. I mean, you can imagine right at the extreme end of the spectrum where no plaintiffs ever know. You never know who's doing it. And then the first, a lot of people don't understand, like, there's also a public right, public to know, each individual member of the public to know how our institutions are being used, by whom, and for what purpose, and all of that. And so there's a lot of rights at stake to basically make someone anonymous. And sometimes it does hurt. But there has to be very extreme circumstances. I have not obviously been able to keep up with the intricacies of the day-to-day violence in each and every one. But this is one of the ones that was filed early on. And like December is one of the first ones filed.
Yep.
And so I think it's like certainly one of the oldest ones. And so for that reason, it's like actually
literally a year ago. Wild. Literally a year ago, December 6th, 2022.
Wow.
Anniversary of the filing.
That's weird. That's a people incident, right? But anyway, so no, I mean, I'm not surprised. And what?
Exactly. I'm right there with you. It's hard to keep up with all the twists and turns in this case, but this ruling today changes everything. From a legal perspective, it makes sense. The court has made it clear that if this Jane Doe wants to continue with the lawsuit, she'll need to do so with her real name. No more hiding and anonymity. It's a big deal, because as we know, you can't just file a lawsuit under a fake name without some serious justification. But here's where it gets really interesting. The judge didn't just rule on the identity. No, this isn't just a privacy issue. The judge also decided that this lawsuit will go forward, but only against the individuals involved. Diddy and his associate Harve Pierre are still on the hook, but all the corporate entities tied to this case? Gone. That means Daddy's House and Bad Boy Records have now been dismissed from the lawsuit. Right. So now it's down to the people involved. It's a strategic decision, because, as you said, if there's no case against these corporations, there's no reason to keep them in the suit. It also means that this Jane Doe, who's been at the center of a lot of controversy, will have to go public with her identity if she wants her case to continue.
Almost. They went back and forth over whether or not she was going to have to be anonymous, or whether or not she was going to reveal her name. And then the judge made an order. So it doesn't look like she continued to challenge it, but the judge put pretty much a pause on her having to reveal her identity until after he or she decided on the issue. The other issue was, as you mentioned,
this one.
Who Diddy is getting sued with. Is it Daddy's House? Can Daddy's House even be sued under the gender violence law? All right. And Bad Boy Holdings. Was there 3 or just 2?
Well, Sean Combs, Harve Pierre, and then these 2 at Daddy's House and Bad Boy. Bad Boy and Daddy's House has now been thrown out. Pierre, Combs, Ilden.
Right. So the judge was saying, fine, you don't have to put your identity out there if there's not going to be a case at all. So you won't put your identity out there. Let us get through all the arguments on whether or not if you can even be able to be sued.
Got it.
So if nobody, then it really would have been totally harmful to put her identity out and for nothing. So the judge is like, all right, let's just wait. So now that the judge has said yes, it's going forward, we definitely going to have a lawsuit with Diddy and Harve Pierre. Then that order all the way back to February does come alive, pretty much.
Yep. So now she's got. There it is. This is the ruling. Came in yesterday, I guess last night. They were recording that. There it is. It's now confirmed by the.
And this isn't the only development. Misha, the woman we've all been trying to figure out, has been making waves for weeks now. She's been tied to these accusations, but now it seems like her story is unraveling. There's a growing sense that Misha might not be telling the full truth. Is she the victim she claims to be, or is there something more complicated at play? It's hard to say, but what we do know is that this Jane Doe could be the key to understanding what's really going on here. I know, it's a lot to digest. The truth about Misha's involvement, or lack thereof, could have a huge impact on the case. And the longer this goes on, the more questions seem to pop up. I mean, think about it. If Misha really is pretending to be someone she's not, how does that affect the real victims who are coming forward with their own stories? Does it hurt their case? Does it help Diddy? It's a tough situation, and it's one that's getting harder to ignore.
Judge, which is now private headlines, according to last night. Yeah, this will now. There will be a ripple effect. More people might have to be naming names. That whole thing aside, BJ, the irony, I guess, right, that it's personal. It can't be ignored. There's been so much back and forth. There's been so much doubt and question. And there's many fairly worried that Misha here may have been muddying the waters and actually helping Diddy in this case. In fact, I'm going to share you more of my personal thoughts uncensored today at 12. Will be uncensored for our members. If you're not yet a member, we're going to join button. Join today either on YouTube or on Patreon, which is free to do there. We'll have links to either platform, and we will get uncensored this afternoon at 12 p.m. Eastern. So probably as you're watching today, join. So I will. PJ, I'm going to go a little bit more off. I'm trying to be a polite host and pull out people, but I'm going to let it unloose a little bit more for my members today.
Are you watching? candy, popcorn.
The liars out behind on is bad, right?
I'm confused about Uncensored. You going on Piers Morgan's show or is your Uncensored?
This is Popcorn Uncensored, where once a week we go live, and you're welcome to join at the same time, where we don't worry about the filters. We can say whatever the F we want. We can curse, we can say the buzz, the lawsuit stuff, keywords that YouTube demonetizes. Once a month we go uncensored. Once a week we go uncensored just so we can say whatever the F we want without any fear of.
Got it.
And so that's what today at Uncensored, we're going to go through the Diddy drama. I'm going to vent, share my actual personal feelings without trying to offend anybody. I might offend people. I don't give a shit on Uncensored. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to share more because, look, there's a lot to be said about the trauma. That clearly Misha's been through trauma. I'm not going to doubt it. At the same time, she's launching YouTube channels titled with the Cash App. I mean, it's not a good look for me, and it does muddy the waters, and I think it's just bad for the victim. What do you think?
I mean, I can see why you think that. I don't think it's bad for the victims because I think that it took 2 whole entire weeks for the entire collective general public to figure out that something was not right. I mean, most people see the case, but like, I think it could have been bad for the victims had like they been actually believable or carried on with this charade for a long time, but. I don't think it's bad for the victim. I mean, I think it's really bad for the victim that she's apparently impersonating or the alleged victim. Like, obviously, it's really bad. Like, I mean, it's like almost like identity theft. It's very strange. Like, I mean, just think about it from the perspective of that one alleged victim. So let's say even half the stuff that girl said is true. That woman said is true. Can you even imagine? Like, you have gone out of your way to repeat to not reveal your identity, and then there's someone out here pretending to be you. Yeah, it's awful. So I mean, but no, I mean, I don't think that it's.
You don't think it's gonna hurt the case?
No, what way? If this thing helps the case, but it's just people out here acting crazy over this case, and who knows why? I mean, it definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, oh my god, this bad victims working for Diddy, that makes the whole thing so like, no, there's still many victims who are real. Cassie included, and they clearly are arming the actual legal case against Diddy with, I would assume, their best witnesses that they forth to the grand jury. And yeah, there's always going to be bad actors out there, bad bunch of them. And I'm not even trying to say she is one, but she definitely, has the questions she needs to answer. And it's not going to ruin it. I'll agree with you there, but I do think it hurts them. It does both. It's not helping, and the drama circus definitely isn't helping. So there's a lot there, but. Of course, it's fascinating that of all the people who are going to have to now name themselves, this photo might finally get unblurred today, and that'll answer a lot of questions. There'll definitely be some answers and questions that will be answered. I expect this woman to not go on a million YouTube shows and talk about her case, because that's never really a good idea for the case, right, BJ?
Now, I've got to say, the irony in all this is impossible to miss. Misha's name has been a topic of conversation for so long, and now it's one of the Jane Does who will have to step up and reveal her identity. Of all the people, this is the one who's been forced to go public. This could finally be the moment that the fog surrounding this case starts to lift. But there's still so much to figure out. What if Misha's claims are true? What if someone else has been posing as her? There are so many layers to this, and we're only scratching the surface. Exactly, and the public nature of this case is only going to make things more complicated. People are already questioning Misha's motives. Some are even worried that she might have been muddying the waters for the real victims, and that could end up backfiring. But BJ, you've seen it all before. When emotions run high, the line between fact and fiction can get blurry fast. That's exactly what's happening here. But we've got to remember, no matter what happens, the truth will eventually come out. It always does.
I mean, again, I'm biased. Because I'm in active litigation myself, and if I were to be, somehow restrained from speaking about it would, first of all, severely limit my ability to fundraise for it. And also, I think, limit and prohibit my free speech. Now, that being said, generally, yes. lawyers tell their clients, do not speak about this case publicly until you back it up. And generally, that is very good advice. So, I mean, I don't follow it. I'm talking about stuff I'm not doing. But
you have a legal background. You know, you're a little bit smarter than the average person of what you should be saying, not in your own. One vote. And emotions can get in the way, right? Because anything you say can be used against you, right?
It often is. And yes, so I mean,
is there any legal repercussion? Is there any legal repercussion for this woman if, in fact, she is lying and she's making money off of said photos and off of said Jane Doe? What I gathered, that's the line. She's causing harm or monetary damages to this case. That could prove useful for her, no?
You know, there's a lot of creative ways lawyers can come up with. So, I actually do think there must be some way. You know, that they could say that she was obstructing or interfering or maybe name her as a defendant, but that would be very to bring her in, especially without any proof. I mean, this brings to mind all of the private investigators, or the two private investigators that were traveling around asking about Diddy stuff. Like, are they just traveling around looking for influencers who will work for payment? Like, I don't know. It's just so much speculation. Like, who would have ever thought there would be someone out here faking pretending to be a fake Diddy victim? Like, that was not on my bingo card. So now it kind of has opened up any and every, like, all kinds of strange and scandalous possibilities because of what I've seen with my very eyes transpired.
Well, and I'll end on the other side of the coin as I am speculating, and we'll do more of it on our own at 12 o'clock, so make sure you join me there as I share more of this. But I want to end on this thing because we're all assuming she's lying. What if the case is dropped and she doesn't want to name herself? That will only fuel me even further to say, see guys, I told you which one was lying, it was stolen. If this Jane Doe decides to go off the grid, this will only fuel me to say, I told you all, see, blah, 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 right? There's a version of it. Let's go the other way, no?
There's a fourth version too, where Misha really was, that was her story, and someone filed a totally fake lawsuit ending to be Misha, so she doesn't remember the details because she was on drugs. You know, I mean, that's very unlikely, but it is.
That's why I've been careful.
No thank you. I know for a fact, for 100% fact, people have been enlisted to file fake, false, full of lies declarations against me in court, and 2 of them have sent emails recanting, saying that I didn't say that. I did not say that. That wasn't me. So it's like, okay, well, I know from personal experience people can file fake stuff in a court, and who better to file it than the person who filed Kathy's lawsuit? You know, the big one.
Yeah.
Followed by the big 2, which is Will Rod, and that's I learned about some of that. But yeah, no, I'm open to any and all possibilities, and that's why whenever we get information like this, I've not made my mind up. I don't know what happened. Misha wasn't there. That's my catchphrase. I don't know what's there. And so I'm dying to find out. And this is another reason why you do have to have a transparent court system. I understand that we need to do some protections for victims. But at the same time, we now as the public have been drawn into this battle, drawn into this legal system. And we do deserve, we have the right, we have the legal right to know who's using our system and for what reason. So my heart does go out to the alleged victims and the victims that have to name themselves. I do understand that's painful. I do understand that there's risk involved in a lot of ways of doing it. But I'm not particularly surprised that she's going to have to now, you know, she's been ordered to proceed forward with the name, and it might give us some clarity, like you said at the very beginning.
We might find out.
Now, for those of you who want to dive deeper into all this, make sure you don't miss our uncensored session later today at 12 p.m. We're going to break it all down with some unfiltered thoughts on Misha, the Jane Doe situation, and everything that's gone down in the courtroom. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. So if you haven't already, hit that join button and become a member. We'll be live on YouTube and Patreon, but we prefer you join us on Patreon for full access to all our uncensored content. This case is far from over, and there's still so much to unpack. We'll be right here, keeping you updated as the story continues to unfold. So make sure you subscribe, Turn on your notifications and leave your theories in the comments below. We want to hear what you think. Is Misha the key to unlocking the truth? Or is there more to this story than we've been told? Stay tuned, because we're just getting started.